nigga. Bust 3 shots for the purge, never cheap shots for the purge. You taking cheap shots for the burn? We got the streets watching the purge, making we hot in return. Haters on the sideline, keep watching, observe. Keeping company with ops on the curb. We not for the herbs, like celery, rocking the burbs. Brother, we clocking and earn, locking and turn. I smell bullshit.
In a world where after years of deliberation, the FDA finally adds these nuts as a major food group.
Look, man, I'm never ready, but I hope y'all ready. Another purge of the BS is about to begin, and I got so much to dig up. So much to dig up. So as usual, you know, I gotta tell y'all, like, subscribe, hit all that stuff, bang the bell. But before I get all the way into this purge of the BS, I gotta let y'all know, I've been missing out a little bit. And this week, so much stuff came down the pipe that we had to bring extra guns on. But you already know, I cannot do this without talking to my boys, Bricks and Bravo. So gentlemen, would you join me in another purge of the BS? Please.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, buddy, let's do this.
Yes. Now that is what I am talking about, gentlemen. Pandemonium continues. I hope you've been tuned in this week. We got a lot going on, and I think we need some extra guns brought into this battle. Bricks, bring me some extra guns, please.
We've got a gentleman here tonight who is no stranger to hood rats and danger.
All right.
By way of OH10. It's a young gentleman named Mikey Steego. Would you please show your face, you ignorant bastard?
Die you. And I'd like to say I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, man.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. It's good to have you. It's good to have you.
So hold on.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Mikey Steego, how long have you been collecting trash for the community?
I would say about a million years, because I don't really collect trash, but if I did, I would say probably like a decade.
About a decade.
Yeah, that's about the same as a million years.
You don't even really believe that, do you?
I don't
Son of a
trash.
bitch.
Not my thing.
Okay. So, all right. Aside from that, how long have you been homosexual? That's the real question.
Probably about zero years. I don't like where this is
going. The 20th thing?
That's like disrespectful for no reason. Like,
why is it disrespectful? The LGBT community is very respected in America.
It's an election year.
It's an election year.
What the fuck does that have to do with me?
Look, we don't want to anger the look butterquas. So
Right.
just let's just leave it there.
You don't have to be gay to go down on another man.
Now you should be being pandered to by now.
Right.
Like I mean, if nobody is pandering to you yet, don't worry, they're coming.
Well, anyway,
yeah,
Steego, it is so good to have you here. This is one of the best friends that I have. I've known this man since 1999. Thorough dude, and welcome to the show. And we're gonna go wherever this is gonna go.
Oh, it's gonna go. It's gonna go.
See how that tied into the last
now, look,
question.
I gotta put this out there, okay? This is not a political
That's a quick
show.
way to get arrested.
Yeah, It's not a political show, okay?
No,
we're not a political show. We are entertainment. We are
politically correct.
We try to be politically correct, and I personally have already grown weary of the current political situation. I just wanted to know, did you guys get a chance to check out the interview with Harris and Waltz this week with CNN? Did you guys happen to
No, I missed it. I missed
Harry's balls this week.
Okay. Well, I just want y'all to know, you know what? I'm going to get in trouble for what I'm about to say, and it's okay. I'm prepared for it.
I've been politically erect for about 20 minutes.
Brought to you by Manscaped.
I think y'all need to, I think we need to all understand that there is an expectation that we will be voting blindly again, and ask for too much. We're getting called out as like we hate black women and stuff like that. And I just be wanting people to answer some questions and stuff. I mean, like, if I had
this show is being called out for hating black women.
Well, with the not the show. People like us who require information to make decisions. And we're asking for said information from both sides. So it's like this. I don't really want to vote for either person. So I want somebody to say something that I'll listen to for a little bit so I can help someone else maybe make a decision if they have a question, right? That's what I want to do. But I can't
it's
really...
nice to know. It's nice to know information, but you really understand that we only really have two choices here.
I mean, we get that. I get that. But what is the choice, though? What is the real choice, man? Like, have you been honest with yourself about the state of things now and the state of things before and what you want going forward?
Have you heard about Alabama and Mississippi Republicans that went to Congress to vote that Kamala Harris is
Kamala?
What is it,
yeah,
Palm
man.
Olive?
No. See, that's why you keep saying it wrong, because you keep referencing.
So it's
Kamala.
Right,
Kamala
with Palm
Love.
Olive. Okay, so anyway,
Yeah,
so they went to try to get a bill passed that recognizes, would recognize her as not being fit for president because she or people of color, meaning black, Native American, Hispanic, whatever, are not considered citizens or I forget what the word is.
Hold up, man. I'm going to fact check this.
Are people
that you speak of.
Well, not citizens, but they're not like remember when they said, okay,
2/3?
2/3.
3/5.
Or 3/5. That's exactly what it is.
All right,
they ain't fixed that yet. That's for real, though. They ain't fixed that
fixed
yet.
it.
Because
So
that's how they really feel.
They went to Congress to say she cannot be president based off of this. So
they a little late in the game.
You can say that if you want to.
Was she born here?
Yes, she was.
Yes.
All right, well then what's the fucking question?
I thought she was like Indian and Jamaican.
Doesn't matter what
Correct.
your parents were. Where were you born?
The point that I'm trying to make is
her parents were Indian and Jamaican.
if these are two states that are part of the Republican Party, and this is aligned with the overturn of Roe versus, what is Roe v. Wade?
Roe v. Wade.
Okay, all right, we're getting into it tonight.
That's
all right,
two things that would make you interested in how you vote this year, or next year, rather.
Well, I'm gonna need them to have an actual viable industry in them states, other than just being goddamn.
I was about to say,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
said Alabama and what? Indiana? or something?
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Yeah, Mississippi's cool. But they got a lot going on in Jackson.
You're missing the point.
It's about if you vote.
The point that I'm trying to make is all 48 other states, be it Republican Party states, or the Republicans from those 48 states, nobody got in the way to stop it. And that is my problem. So it's like one of those things where I'm not, like what Oprah said, she said she's an independent. But now it's like, what are we voting for right now? We voting for two people we don't like, or what happens if this person gets in and that happens? Because nobody's saying stop. This is one of those bills that nobody is talking about. Just like
but that's
people
because
weren't
they're around
talking
their own
about Roe v.
people.
Wade
That's because
when
they're
it
around their
happened.
own peoples, yo. That's the reason why I can't really take that with too much credence. It's the same reason why we got some friends that will tell racist jokes as long as they're around their people. That's what's happening down there. There's nobody really there to contest them.
You know what? Steve, I hope you're okay with this because they just opened up a can over here, and normally we're into the comedy by now, but I can't take it to that. That's a huge bitch. Because really, we talking about what people are talking about right now. It's a major conversation because we're all being duped in some way, shape, or form. I'm telling you, man.
There's one other thing that we have not discussed either. Donald J said, DJT. I don't know whether it was a slip, but he said, I hope I don't get this wrong, but he said, I'm the last one you'll vote for.
He said the Antichrist.
No. All right, let me add context before we get this man in any more trouble than what he always be in, because he's always saying wild shit. When he said that, he was really saying it in the context of people who don't vote very often. Like, yo, just come and vote for me this one time and you don't have to vote anymore.
If you subtract the other thing that they were talking about.
The
words he was trying to extend his stay.
He said,
"Do that
if you haven't voted in a while, listen. If he said, if you haven't voted in a while, just come on in. This will be the last time you'll have to vote because we'll fix it so good you won't even have to vote it again." That's what he said.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he's going to take over and never leave.
I don't ever want a presidential candidate to say that ever.
Well, what if he thinks he's really that guy? What if he think he's him?
When has he not thought he was that guy?
I mean, he's just a gangster. Let's just keep it honest. Like,
I don't disagree, because we can go back to the 70s when
this is what this show about.
When the Bronx was burning, when the Bronx was burning, and downtown Manhattan buildings were going up, the mafia was throwing foremen off of these buildings. Trump was not having that issue with his construction sites.
Well,
never,
bro.
And can I add to that? Can I add to that?
Sure.
If we really want to be honest, because of what Donald Trump has in terms of businesses, he's definitely employed more people personally than his counterpart.
But he also let 3 million workers go without workman's comp, like without anything. Like he has severed businesses numerous times.
But he's also went bankrupt numerous times.
Yeah, he's been bankrupt. Like, that's my
times. You got to get the words correct. He may have been responsible for a lot of people working, but he did not employ them. The Trump industry, the Trump company, only has a couple dozen people that work for him, and everything else, but for his buildings getting put together and all that other stuff, they are contractors, and he stiffs them regularly.
But you know what it is? It's not about what he owns and anything.
You don't have to lean in, bro.
I'm not, but it's about his name being copyrighted. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's his business. His business is licensing his name.
It's
the nigga's a brand.
Where all the money is.
He's his own brand. You know, he's the only one that doesn't need the presidential salary. He doesn't need Air Force One. He doesn't need all of that. He already did what would be considered some level of the American dream. And that's the honest truth.
So let him go do that. He don't need to be in the White House, bro.
So did Vice President Harris. A woman of color coming up through the ranks, attorney general, Some of these are elected positions. So I don't know her well enough because I've never lived in her state.
I'm glad you brought her in, because my question is, what do we like about her?
Well, that's the problem.
Measured response. No, I will tell you. Measured responses, informed decisions, not freestyling, not anything said off the cuff and crazy that you have to walk back in 2 days.
Right.
That's just.
What about 2 years? Didn't she change how she was feeling?
Yeah, it was like 2020 when she said it.
But dog, I mean, compare her track record as far as the public statements to Goofy.
I don't know. I heard one statement, one interview from her, and she said, I realized that COVID has stricken a lot of people. That's why we're trying to give everybody the vaccine. I lost it right there. After that, I had nothing to listen to. Period. It was over.
If you want the vaccine, you go get it. That's what I'm trying to say. If you want it, go get it. If you don't want it, don't get it. That's it.
I want to take this back to Brix's question, because let's all be honest. We're all in our respective areas, and this is a major topic among people that look like us. And the question is, what do we like about her outside of identity politics, outside of the fact that she's a good-looking woman of color in a power position, and that would be cool. Like something along those lines. I want something specific, and that's what I'm looking for. I
told you. The thing is that when she does respond,
she can say something.
Well, she says something with actual knowledge on the subject matter, not freestyling and making some shit up. Because if you want somebody's finger on the button, you want them to know something.
You said you didn't watch the thing the other day?
I did not watch that one particularly.
See,
no.
so
I seen it on YouTube. It's got like 2-3 parts.
Yeah, they made it kind of puffy though. They did. They made it more like a campaign.
What's gonna make you happy about it, man? Because you already on the fence, like already being against it. Like, what's going to convince? What's going to convince you?
No. What I'm saying is, I need to hear. There's two things that there's a segment of the population that I represent. Okay, the undecided voter.
Nigga, ain't no segment of the population that's 6'5", light skinned with red hair, nigga.
Okay.
Man, if that's what he said, then he representing it. Let him represent it, goddammit.
There are people in this world,
right,
in this nation that look like me. Okay, I know it's hard to believe because it's just this. Look at this, it's amazing. It's amazing, right?
But he got freckles.
Yeah. So
and they all live behind the kitchen.
It's not even. It's not even
in that little box.
It's not even that. Let me finish.
The raisins.
I need to know because this is all I know right now. I know right now. Okay, let me get this all the way out in front of you. Pause. Right. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Take that.
We had a Trump administration a few years ago. Mm-hmm. We've had the Biden-Harris administration currently. Mm-hmm. I would need to know what difference was going to be there. I didn't like Biden when he got voted in, so it wasn't like, all right, I just want more of that. Because from what I see, this ain't what I was looking for. Shit is more expensive. Gas is more expensive. And I'm not hearing nobody really talk about it.
Hold on now. This financial economy that we are under right now is Donald Trump's plan, which does not end till 2025. And people need to understand that.
Talk to him, Briggs.
People need to understand that because I've seen Republicans out there in the streets saying, I'm voting for Donald Trump. Of course you are. But why? Because taxes are so freaking high right now, but you must not understand that the taxes you are paying right now is because of what Donald Trump put into play, which does not end till 2025.
And his policies skip your tax bracket. Period.
Absolutely.
Well, that's the new taxes, but I'm not talking about taxes on paychecks. Like I live in a state, they don't even have a state tax on my paycheck. So it is what it is on that side. But what I'm talking about is the cost of energy and why we end up shipping in energy when we have it. I understand it. I understand it's here. Why do we have trade agreements that force us to spend money where they can change the price on these things weekly? What other item do you know that goes up and down like gas other than stocks? But I'm talking about a physical item that you could go to a store and purchase. You would go there on Monday. It would probably be the same price on Friday, right? But gas and energy, talking about electricity, fluctuate. Who the fuck is fluctuating it? And why is it fluctuated if we can make it here?
Because at 11 p.m., if more people are on Pornhub, then it's going to affect everything. All of the data, it's even going to mess up the Wi-Fi.
That is a Shakespeare.
I get when you on Pornhub, it's part of the cock chain.
I get it, but I'm being real, gentlemen. I'm being 100% honest with you.
Put it in your crypto wallet.
Because I've been asking.
Either turn your mic down a little bit, Steego, or lean back just a little bit, bro.
Yeah, I've been asking this question of people, adults, smart people, just like you guys. And I've yet to have anybody give me a definitive answer as to why the fuck the price of gas fluctuates daily.
The problem
is different than energy.
But it is part of what, so you got to think about
fuel.
I'm talking about energy. Energy is the baseline.
It's a commodity. It's all ran like the stock market. Right. It's going to go up and down based off of who needs what.
But who needs what in what? Let me give you a perfect example. I go to a gas station today. I get gas, right? While I'm there, there's already 150 gallons of fucking gas under this pump that I'm standing on, right? Mm-hmm. How does that gas change in value by the next day?
The chic.
No, I'm being real. How does the gas
supply and demand?
But it's already supplied. It's already there. How is it changing?
You didn't buy it yet.
No. Think about other goods is what I'm talking about, like food, right? You put food on the shelf, it's a certain price. If it doesn't sell fast enough, you come down on the price because you want to get rid of it, right?
Even
So,
if the
because that's already paid for.
I'll explain it. I'll explain it to you because they can forward charge for the new prices to re-up that stock anyway. So that when they see that the new prices are up, they're going to charge more for the things that they have there because that money doesn't equate to the new purchases they got to make. And then and in our history since the railroads, we've never had this many monopolies ever, and that's who's decreeing these prices. And we haven't really put them to task on any of this stuff. And they don't like what's in there.
That's what I'm saying. That was the answer to the question.
Listen, I'm going to answer your question right now. Based off of what you're asking now, and whoever's watching this video, you can understand why when we went to Iraq, that motherfucker Saddam Hussein was burning oil fields because we were trying to get control over that. I don't like that whole weapons of mass destruction. That makes no sense to me, and I'm gonna explain. It's like, hey, Haze, I got a big fucking gun over here. The last thing on your mind is coming to my house to find out how big it is. But if I said I got 2 billion gallons of oil over here, really?
His whole thing, he was burning oil because he was like, if I can't win, I'm going to bend y'all pockets.
Exactly.
Period.
But that's
period. And here's the thing, we're drilling and extracting more oil than ever before domestically, and we're still shipping it out.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not about us shipping it out. It's about us shipping it in.
We're the number 2 producer of oil in the world right now.
I know. So why are we buying any of it from anyone? Is what I'm saying. Man. But that's the point. That's the favor. And that's where that fluctuation in price comes from, is because we're locked into a fucking trade agreement with another country to supply something that we actually already have here.
Well, let me ask you this question.
But that's forever business.
Is that really
a lost leader?
Is that the president handling that?
That's how the president, the president deals with them larger organizations.
I don't think the president do any of that shit.
It's OPEC, man. We have representatives in there, and we can only speak to so much. But we are part of the round table at OPEC. We don't run that shit.
Okay.
I do have a question, young. Do we have a baddie in the Brightlights
Thank
this
you.
week?
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because y'all, that was rough. So everybody that's still here, make sure you like, subscribe, bang the bell, tune into the videos, drop us a comment, tell us what you like, don't like, whatever.
Repost.
Yeah, make sure you share it. Make sure you share.
I'll have more mayonnaise on mine, please.
More mayonnaise, please.
So guys, I you know me, I'm always combing the internet, so to speak, to find the new talent, new baddies, and so on and so forth. And y'all
on X videos last night.
Yeah, you guys have been hiding these baddies from me, man. You guys have really been hiding them from me. Do you know who ANITTA is, the singer?
ANITTA Baker? She's not that hot, bro.
Well, hey, ANITTA Baker used to be pretty hot.
Used to be, but not now.
I mean, I'm just saying, let's not. If it was ANITTA Baker,
a principal, but now I sweep the closet.
All right, well, the ANITTA that I'm talking about. I had the biggest
crush on ANITTA Baker, man.
Yeah, the ANITTA.
Yes, I did, man.
She's a singer.
She did that I Apologize song when she was spread eagle in that chair with the chair backwards.
Well, there's this chair backwards.
40 years ago.
This is the new ANITTA.
It was about 40 years ago.
Yeah, this is the new ANITTA Baker. Well, not the new ANITTA Baker. She's a singer. Now, look, I'm going to be honest. Her music is very popular. Her music is very, very popular, right? But it's a little weird to me. She's got the tools. She's got the talent. You know what I'm saying?
When's the last time you seen a motherfucker rock?
She's been doing stuff with Fat Joe lately. I think DJ Khaled. She's really like on some stuff. She got 17 million people on her YouTube shit, and even more millions
for this shit. But like Fat Joe,
Fat Joe.
Lean back, nigga. Just lean back. It's all right.
Joseph Fat.
When you say that,
jealous one's envy, Sonny.
So I'm just if I came out right now and said I just did a record with Fat Joe, like I could imagine haters being there, like, oh, you think you the shit. But I can see people be like, Fat Joe, like
I got a hot single out with Large Joaquin.
You got it. It's a new joint coming out.
Yeah, I was just in a movie with Pee Wee Herman.
No, I'm serious.
Beat off.
Serious though. Check out her music. I'll make sure the link is in the description. People check her stuff out. It's an acquired taste. It's real sexy if you like that, which
I'm on to
I like sexy.
So
I forgot who we talking about now.
we're talking about ANITTA,
The Baddie and the Brightlights, man.
Yeah, the Baddie and the Brightlights.
ANITTA.
Yeah, but ANITTA, like, really, I used to need her. Now I don't need shit.
I need a Cash Hawkins, nigga.
Well, I'm going to say this.
I'm gonna need a
like
chainmail dress.
2000.
Yeah, that
Right.
see.
Hey, can I ask y'all a question right now about
Yes,
Steego?
please.
He just did.
Why?
What's wrong with this nigga? That's your man.
That's my man right there.
Why I gotta get chastised?
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, guys, this is how it goes.
That
man.
nigga's mad rude,
Yeah,
Well, we
man.
try to be. We try to be.
The truth.
So,
Depends what the truth is.
Yeah, right.
so
I'll tell you the truth right here.
That's a huge bitch.
well, let's talk some truth, okay? Let's talk some truth. Our Who's Mans is a special Who's Mans. I don't have to do video
Like on
on
the
this
spectrum
one.
type
No,
Who's Mans?
let me just say I'm still pretty convinced that this guy's an alien.
Was he enjoying the succulent Chinese meal?
No. But the image will be there later. It doesn't have to be
Men in
there.
black.
But let me tell you who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one and only Mark Zuckerberg. Y'all know exactly who it is, right?
The lizard guy.
Yo,
he
did you
trying to
just
change- he
light
trying
up
to
a
change.
cigarette with 4 millimeters left on it, bro?
I got another one in
Hey,
the pack,
man.
nigga. I'm not wasteful. You understand
I
what I'm
like to
saying?
start at the filter. That's
That
where the
nigga
flavor's
get
at.
fiberglass, nigga. It's all about the fiberglass.
That's where the
about it.
flavor's at. Welcome to
As-
Flavor Country.
Fuck
As
what
you
you
guys
talking about,
know.
nigga.
Right.
Look, nigga, that's gone, bruh. It's gone. I swear you just hit the carbon.
Don't worry about it, man.
Oh my God.
Bro, you
Nigga,
might as well,
what?
that cigarette pack
That's a
might as
wrap.
well be titled, You Can't Beat the Savings.
Right. That was a wish cigarette, nigga. That was a wish.
Can't
Fire
smoke
smoking
that
prime. What's that? And then you lit up another one? Oh my God.
Yeah, because that little one wasn't what I wanted, but I didn't want to be wasteful.
That was what they throw out on the freeway. You
This
wasn't
is
supposed
what
to
they
smoke
cut
it.
out of the fucking post is what this is. So that's what this is.
This is comedy gold right
This nigga lit up a fucking 30-second cigarette, nigga. That was
now.
amazing.
Walk up to a nigga
You
and
bought a
be like,
Marlboro 27 for that
let
one.
me get a percentage of that short.
Yeah.
Can I get 3%, please?
You know, I do not
Can I get those
no
Newport
less.
.5s?
I don't recommend smoking. I don't recommend smoking.
25 a hit.
Anyway, where was we
So
at, man?
we
Who's
were
mad?
talking about
Long in the
Zuck.
motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Hell
We was
yeah.
talking about Zuck. I need y'all to understand what is going on right now. In the midst of all of this, Congress done brought Zuck up in there. And is my camera flashing? See, as soon as you mention this nigga on the internet, technology start acting up.
Was he rocking the chain and the curly
No.
hair this time?
Well, he had the curly hair thing going, but basically they were trying to. I need to ask y'all the real question because of what they were trying to do. They basically are blaming him for people having, mental health issues, low self-esteem, and possibly trying or completing
They'll
the act
never win,
of,
but they're absolutely right.
Yeah, and
They're
he's
half right.
Facebook developed a lot of dummies.
well. That's the thing about it. In the way of trying to blame Facebook or the owners of Facebook for problems that occur from people that use their platform, why did the Telegram guy get arrested? Because they're doing the same thing on that platform. They're selling drugs and people on there.
Telegram motherfucking
You're doing like
deserved
fraud,
every
dude.
minute. I don't know whether y'all remember, I forget what it's called, but it's like the waterfalls, like where you had...
Subaru. It's a
Yeah, the
Subaru.
Right.
Subaru.
They allowed
No bloods.
all of that shit. He allowed
I got
people to get got, robbed, Like,
but niggas give about on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay, and Zuck should be dealing with that. Like, for example, the Cash App thing. They got a lawsuit with Cash App now because here's something that happened to me recently. I bought something and it turned out to be a scam.
Some bullshit.
Some bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So I should be able to reach out to their
customer service.
Matter of fact, let's not even use me. Let's just think about like what they have in ATL. So somebody is selling water and a car pulls up.
Quarter waters?
Shit's like $1.50, nigga. What you talking about?
No. Let's say it's $3 a bottle, right? Because it's traffic and people are walking around. So what happens is somebody will come up to you and try to sell you water. They say just Cash App. So innocent people will say, all right, fine. And then they'll go to type in their Cash App or whatever. But as they type in their Cash App, they charge them $300 for the shit. They give it back to them. They get the phone back, rather, and then they run off.
Gotcha,
now,
bitch.
The person that received that Cash App has Cash App, obviously. So if you dispute that charge, Cash App is like, I don't know nothing about it.
You might as well say the same thing about you might as well say the same thing about PayPal, because that's why motherfuckers tell you to do friends and family, because only when you do the business joint do you have recourse. But when you do friends and family, there's no taxes taken out, there's no fees taken out, and then when it's gone, it's gone. So it's the same thing. I think that they are half right about blaming these motherfuckers, but I also think that the other half is on us just to be more literate and understanding of how shit works. You know what I mean? Because I remember when I flew out to ATL just recently, these motherfucking Uber people, they just be in the goddamn airport, be like, yo, you looking for Uber? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, yeah, you can just Cash App me. I'm like, nah, nigga, I need niggas to know where I'm at. I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know you.
I need to be tracked, nigga.
Now, I agree with your way of thinking. So I can't say that you are wrong. However, what I can say is that I know of other countries where you don't always have to be razor sharp to live. And what I'm saying is these companies these companies are reminding you that you live in America.
Right. And
what I'm saying to you is America, well, at least in the 80s and the 90s, America was somewhat of a place where purchases were protected. You didn't always feel like somebody's at your back with the knife when it comes to just being a common consumer.
Right.
And so like
the problem is that we've gotten to, because you know the whole like, I don't like to even call aside, but people who are more business friendly, right? Them being friendly to businesses does not help the common man. The only reason we have these trade agreements is so they can ship jobs away. You know what I mean? That's the only reason why we have trade agreements. It's the only reason why we have all these other things, in order to send money and make it cheaper to do it somewhere else. Why the hell, if we hate China, why the hell are they making 80% of our shit? You know what I mean?
Like, a lot of shit.
Really, you do?
But well, that's what they do.
Hold up. All right, so
labor.
All right, so
I get you, but is that right?
I'm now in a position in my life.
Being a corporation and business.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why these businesses have been getting away with screwing the little people too long. You know what I'm saying? They've been able to get away with too many things because we don't hold them accountable. You know what I mean?
Now maybe we're on the same page. Okay, I think we're on the same page.
I ain't on the same page with you, but I'm just saying, like, it's half right. We need to fucking attack these corporations, make sure they are more fair towards the common man, and also we need to promote more technical literacy amongst the people as well. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not saying this is a blanket statement, but some of those people they trying to get Zuck for about saying they want to self-delete and all of this stuff, and involved in silly ass challenges and hurt themselves.
Wait,
half of that is their parents. No, half of that is
self-delete.
Yes,
I did say
that's what you say to not get.
That's what you say.
Yeah.
I thought it was unalive.
That's another one. That's another. There's also sewer slides. So there's always that.
Wow.
But what I'm saying is that it's kind of on us to each one teach one and be like, no, that's kind of stupid. Don't do that. You know what I mean? It's kind of on us.
I get what you're saying, but you're taking one thing you're forgetting one thing. People above 70 years old, and I can say this, my parents, well, my mom now lives in a retirement community, and these scam folks are taking advantage of people with Alzheimer's. Like they'll hit you up and be like, hey, your son is here with us, but he's out of money. He needs, and
they try to hit my dad with that. They try to say my son, he's like, oh, I got in a car accident, I broke my nose. That's why I sound different. Can you send me money for bail? They try to hit my dad with that.
And they hit my dad, rest his soul. And my dad was sending people money thinking that I was not okay. So you can talk about literacy, but if you're an elderly person and you're not thinking like you would normally think, but none of these companies are coming to their rescue. They're just letting them get. And honestly,
it's about $1. That's
That's why they had Zuck at Congress.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. I think that it's right, because if these companies are allowing these things to happen, like for example, my Facebook, I had a monetized account. A company out of Greece had hacked my stuff, and they were buying advertisements from my account. And I hit them up. I was like, no, this ain't me at all. I have the proof. I could show you. I dealt with one person, and 2 days later, when they get back to me, they want to start the same process over again and keep starting it over again. Like, no, give my fucking $200 back. And it's like, why am I having to fight you on this? And
because
then I think,
they already got the money. The only resolution, as they see it, the only resolution ends up with them having less money. So that's why they're not enthused in helping you.
And that's why that motherfucker needs to be in court. That's my point.
But what's going to change? What's it going to change? Honestly, what is going to happen?
The fact that they can get sued for doing something wrong.
Because they will kick him in the nuts.
Because guess what? Okay, one person suing for $10 million ain't a thing, but 50,000 people suing for $10 million?
Bro, that stock ain't that many people suing for it. You don't think them people will settle?
But because they can't yet. But if it's
available, I love this discussion, but I hate this discussion because at the end of the day, it should not be this way. And I'm sick of people saying this is the greatest country in the world when shit like this is allowed.
There you go.
Like it's not right. And at the end of the day, this is exactly what it is.
That is some pretty fucked up shit.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Can you say what the fuck did I do last night?
No, bad idea. Don't do it.
Next topic.
Wow. Well, guys, I got a bad idea for you. I'm glad that we got to this point because it's getting serious here on Purge of the BS tonight.
It's getting kind of heck.
It's getting kind of serious.
It's seriously serious up there.
Serious. Welcome to the Megadrome.
How low can you go?
One hand. So before I show y'all my clip,
get my progressive grip on.
All right.
To the juggler.
You think about to fall. You about to fall.
So
well done. Well played,
I'm gonna enter into this next phrase very gently.
Thank you for finishing that sentence.
All right.
Real slow, like real slow, like a slug.
Now, the clip is about sports. Did anybody happen to catch the Paralympics as it's begun this week?
Oh, please, don't. Be very careful, yeah.
I don't see shit.
Be very careful.
That's why I said I'm easing in here. Okay, let me just say this.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Because look, that whole community.
I'm not gonna get. No. Let me say my piece. Let me say my piece. Okay.
I'm just saying they can't kick it with you, and they won't stand for it.
Look, I was.
Just kicking it.
I'm just telling you to be forewarned, man. To be forewarned is be forearmed, or maybe one arm. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying.
This is why I can't take him nowhere, yo. There is a corner
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to be slapped with a boiling hot, wet leather jacket, man.
Yeah. I was going to say that I was impressed by the skill levels of these athletes, considering
that is pretty fucked up skit.
I know. Like a breakdance.
I'm getting to that. He said the break dances at the Paralympics.
Yeah. They was killing that shit. Say,
oh my God.
I was like, oh, okay, they doing it with ballet now. These niggas done switched the whole game.
Get on with it, man, because I got so much editing to do.
Fucking Beach Street too, yo.
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I'm just gonna get to the clip because I'm glad that we made it through that piece of the segment.
I picked a terrible week to give up crack.
So
sounds personal.
In other sports news, they have the UFC. Well, this was I was trying to say that was more fun to watch than what you're about to see. But I never got
fair. No way.
She ain't walked that far in 10 years, boy.
Right.
Wait a minute, yo.
She's only following her because they rubbed hot dog water on her.
That smell like hot, damn it. What? He said hot dog.
Why didn't you just get behind her and kick her in the head?
I've never seen a fupa in sections.
She's got 4 breasts in the back.
Yo, every time she takes a shower, it takes 4 weeks because she got to wash by the quadrant.
You going to hell?
Oh, kick her. It's over. Kick her head.
That's it.
I feel so violated right now.
Now, what you were waiting for. Look, here's the thing. The whole time when I saw the video, I thought the big girl was about to do something, and it was unfair in that regard.
But there is a phrase that came to mind during the viewing, and that was,
"Don't stop till you get enough. Don't stop till you get enough."
Why is Steve talking through my clip?
Huge bitch.
Jesus Christ, you ruined the joke twice.
That's a huge bitch.
Yes. Let's go for 3, baby.
The truth.
Right.
She had 4 stomachs, so you definitely needed to hit that a few
4?
Yeah, she was a ruminant.
Look, what? But this is
like the definition of, when people say, when they talk about when people retain water, like if retaining water was a person.
Water retention.
that bitch is the Indian Ocean. What are you talking about retaining water, man?
So I guess in the women's, this new women's thing they got, this is on, what is it, 3xBet? It's one of their, new UFC kind of things. They don't have, it's a UFC spinoff, but they don't have a weight limit to, it's just.
Who trained her to follow a bitch around the ring like that? Like, no,
they just put a fucking steak on something and just, they put a hamburger on a stick and just walked it around the ring like, just follow the burger, follow the burger.
Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But here's the thing. Like, if you're going to enter into a sport like that, you're supposed to be in some sort of shape.
Round in
the shape. It was a
pear, a watermelon, a papaya,
Patrick from SpongeBob.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's just
rhomboid.
So the question is, because these are bad ideas. Okay,
Bravo, that was well played.
Would you rather watch Davida and Goliath or the Paralympics?
Wait, hold on. Time out. Are you saying the Pair-Olympics? Like
yes.
P-E-A-R?
No.
Like
no, and no. Nope. It's the P-A-R. Oh, Bravo knows what I'm talking about.
You talking about like handicap?
Yes, like they're missing
Handicapable,
limbs.
Sir.
Yeah, handicapable.
Differently abled.
Those are real athletes, though.
Man, you should have seen these.
Wait.
Hell yeah, they are.
So the little one
strong as fuck.
was handicapable as well.
No. Those were not people.
He was saying, who'd you rather?
Oh, I was about to say, wait a minute, hold on. I was about to say, wait a minute, because that changes the clip completely. Wait a minute. So there was a normal girl about to kick the shit out of Handy K. Well, that's why she didn't kick her in the head.
No, that's not what,
Wait a minute, they got handicapped people fighting normal people. This shit
Look, man, it's about equity and inclusion, man. Okay?
So if you beat somebody up in a wheelchair, that's equality?
Yeah, that's called a no-win, yo. Either you lose or you beat somebody who.
I tell you one thing: if that nigga grab you, it's a wrap, boy. Yeah. I tell you what.
Hold on now. Wait a minute.
They got the strength of a orangutan.
Well, you guys
that's how I've always felt about Facebook videos whenever I see wheelchair gangsters.
Hey, they real gangsters. They'll roll up on you.
I'm not saying that they're not gangsters. But
they
I'm
bring
saying,
the pipe in the club and they won't even check them.
Listen. Yeah, because you're rolling on a whole bunch of pipes. But
exactly.
my point is this:
savage life.
I wish if I was a gangster, oh my God,
you have a whole bunch of bodyguards in wheelchairs.
Post a video of you in that wheelchair holding a couple of racks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you what life is like without a couple of racks. I'm just being honest.
Right. They'll whip your ass.
You gonna rob the gangster because he's in the wheelchair?
Somebody in a wheelchair, man. If he grab you, you can't do shit.
I'm trying to tell you,
something amazing just happened, yo.
They got vice grip.
Bricks just absolutely lost all rights to call Haze a bully.
There you go.
No, because I said if I was a gangster,
like he just rolled up
Okay. Well, let's look at it like this. If I was a robber, so to speak, and I'm looking at
handicapped people.
No. Right. Think about it. Because you can make it. You listen. We talked about America and how it's not safe in the Zuckerburg conversation. So let's look at it like this.
They rob capable people.
Back. No. Listen. I can sit back and I can look at Instagram and I can say, okay, well, there's a guy, because you've seen this video. There's a guy with no arms with a gun in his diaper or his whatever that is. You've seen it.
Jesus, man.
You've seen it.
Oh, my God.
That's a bad
He's not holding up the money. But I'm like, okay, here he goes. Then there's a guy in a wheelchair over there, and he's flashing something that looks like $5,000 to $10,000, right? And then there's a guy who's about 360 pounds with another gun in his diaper.
Why is everybody wearing diapers?
I'm just being disrespectful, but I'm trying to tell you where I'm going with this. My point is, number one, the guy that's 300 and some pounds, he's not going to be able to run away. Okay?
He's going to shake around.
And let's look at it from a military perspective.
Oh, Jesus.
You cannot even hold your hand out long enough to aim properly, because when it comes to aiming a weapon, you have to have breath control. So I'm not concerned with it. So I'm looking at my options. Do I want to go to the leader of the pack, the guy with the AK, or
with no legs?
Yeah, because look, once I say
he just want to kick it, damn it.
If I'm a robber, right? If that's
brought
what
to you by Home Depot.
people.
How many shovels do you need to dig this hole, yo?
Keep going.
Listen, I'm going in. If I rob people, I'm already scum. So when you're listening to scum, I'm like, why am I going to go to the guy in the fucking Puma suit with the track shoes? Like, I'm not robbing.
Because he's got on Reeboks, nigga. What? He got Reeboks.
How dare you rob that gangster in the wheelchair? Wait a minute. This gangster in the wheelchair sells crack to his people.
Okay.
Well, that shit already happens. You remember how? First of all, this shit already happens because you remember what happened to Pop Smoke. You remember what happened to Kim Kardashian because they kept posting where they was at, and
Kim Kardashian got robbed in Paris.
Yeah. Those people climbed up the side of the building and went in and took all them jewels, yo. Like, that goes back to my conversation about
those guys are Spider-Man
literacy, technical literacy. Don't fuck around to find out, right?
They found out.
Don't be posting your locations like that. Like, you got to be careful with that kind of stuff.
I tell them right where I am right now.
I'm leaning into the fucking microphone, nigga.
I'm not. What is wrong with your face? I don't have a camera. This is a digital screen. I'm in 3D, nigga.
Though, man, the bottom line is this.
Yes.
Can bless a hot mess. Amen.
Yes, he can, goddamn.
I'm very happy to be here. Turn around, ladies, for me, please.
Guys.
I know. I feel
But
it.
before we
I love you, nigga.
Pause.
You're right.
I mean, it's all right to love.
It is.
Nothing wrong with love.
I love you too, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all right to have love. You know?
I too love me when I'm with y'all.
Right.
I too understand why you love me.
Right.
Makes sense.
She loved me, but she popped my tires. Does that count?
I love how we're on the same page about me.
Speaking of tires.
Y'all are crazy. So guys,
Jesus, yo.
I'm gonna our quote of the day today is actually gonna be from another content creator. It's a guy that
like a couple dollars from.
No, I didn't borrow a couple dollars from him.
Let me hold
Post
something.
pictures
But
of 1,000 in your real
He's
chat.
just a regular nigga online saying his things, and I dig him. I dig what he's
Regular
talking about.
schmegular
Yeah,
nigga.
just
Right.
because if you think about it, that's most of the population is regular niggas.
Right.
That's why a regular person can be something on the internet, because they will be able to identify with a large number of people.
Hell yeah. I seen a homeless YouTuber. That shit was crazy.
So this is my man Papa Duck.
That is
all right?
crazy.
So he's got our quote for the day in the
Who's
small
his cell
clip.
phone provider?
This nigga's data storage and shit. His bandwidth is amazing.
That ain't the cloud.
All right. So I'm going to run this for about 15 seconds because the clip is in there. I'll put the link to the full video in the description for those that want to check him out. He's got a lot of good content. I like how the guy talks.
Yeah, I bet that too stink, yeah.
It might, but I'm not going to get close enough.
It is. What I'm trying to explain to y'all is I don't give a fuck what color you are, bro. Snap the fuck out of it.
That's
bro.
our quote of the day. Snap the fuck out of it.
Godly person is in your essence, because some people benefit from this bullshit on both sides of the spectrum now. Not just white people, but black people too. But if you as an individual, man, you a real person, man, and you know you a godly person, man, it's just right means right, no means no, yes means yes. You just a simple person.
Regular
you
niggas.
understand where I'm coming from, bro. It's all love, man.
So, gentlemen, I needed y'all to understand that we need to help the people snap out of it.
Yeah.
I think that folks, we done got caught up in identity politics and goofing around with elements of society that really, honestly, don't really move the meter one way or the other. We're too focused on the bullshit and not focused enough on the real shit. And that's why I like this dude, because he's always talking about like actual stuff. And he'll give you references to go find out information if you want to fact check the stuff he says. I always appreciate that.
No,
So,
I agree. Because I'm uncomfortable in any society that worships presidents like we did Michael Jackson in 82.
Donald Trump! 4 more years! Donald Trump!
But that's all part of the propaganda. When they put these people's faces out in front of you, and they put the clips on the news, and they're constantly running them in the newspapers, that's on purpose. They want you to be totally focused on this thing. Meanwhile, they're in the back trying to allow people to have abortions all the way up to the day the child is born. But that's a whole nother discussion.
That's a different discussion.
That's a whole different discussion.
That's murder.
That's a whole different discussion.
Well, hold on. Before we get any deeper into that topic, I do want to say this. Mikey Steego, love you, brother. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Paul.
Yes.
It's such a good thing for you to be here. It's been a while. You know, I knew you was going to get on the show, but thank you so much.
You got to do it again, too.
Gracias.
Can I get my $5 back?
Well, I give you $3.99 and a cigarette.
One of them 30-second cigarettes Haze got?
One of
Diggs,
them.
you got any projects you're working on right now?
Yeah,
that you want to shout out real quick?
staying on that music tip, just, check me out. Mikey Steego on Facebook, Mikey Steego on Instagram. It's music every day, man. Get with me.
And he also professionally mixes and masters music now.
Yeah. You gotta keep that low key, though.
That's money in the bank.
He said, I don't want them niggas coming to the house.
Nah, please. Nah. Just don't send me 20 tracks. Please don't send me 20 tracks. It's just horrible.
Hey, but
and I'm not putting your Cash App in my fucking phone.
Yeah, we learned that lesson on this episode. Purging
say
that
goodnight,
BS.
Haze.
Yeah, well, we've been purging that BS, but before we get out of here, I got to give a special shout to Fat Man Scoop. No. I'm gonna give him his, how we do.
Brooklyn Clan.
Yeah, Fat Man Scoop from, years ago was just always known as one of the best hype men ever, and apparently he passed away recently. So
you gotta be a hell of a hype man where it's your song.
Right, and you just hyping it.
It's
artist.
like you got Faith on the record.
Wait, you got DJ Khaled on that shit too.
Yeah, Khaled be doing stuff like that anyway. That's how Khaled does. It'd be Khaled's
there
song,
would
but
be
he ain't
no
rapping
Khaled hype man and nothing.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would say, you want 16 from Khaled?
16
what?
16 burgers.
Yeah,
Fucking
16
value
burgers.
meals?
Lobsters.
So
Shrimp, son.
for Fat Man Scoop, rest in peace. We'll still be rocking that music for years to come.
I want to give him the love, but at the same time, I'm afraid of talking about this. Our generation is dying in their 50s, bro.
Yo, I was just talking about that.
Say goodnight, man.
You're not even guaranteed to make it into the 60s and 70s, but what you can guarantee is this. I gotta go. Got to go.
Yes, man.
Gotta go.
Yeah, and the other thing you can guarantee is this.
I want to do it because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things. Drive into a car.
So did you know that you could perhaps kill somebody?
Yes, but I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friends.
With my hood rat friends.
With my hood rat friends, and that's why we purge the BS here on the one and only podcast, Purge of the BS. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm feeling good. I feel really good, man.
Bravo said easy.
I already did it.